Shall we start, Anjali ma'am?
Yes, sir.
Good morning, everyone. I welcome you all to this international webinar series on significance and prospects of civil engineering. So we had our webinar in the last week, the first webinar in the last week by Dr. Murli Tumaripudi. And today we are having our second webinar by engineer Francis Suresh Balan. And the topic is entrepreneurship opportunities for civil engineers. So before going to the webinar, I just have to give some instructions. I request all of you to please change your Zoom name to the name whatever you need in the certificate, because we'll be automatically generating the certificate. So please change your name according to that. For that, you don't have to leave the meeting and come back. You can just go to your in the select the participants and click on your name. So then there will be option to change your name, rename your name. Okay, so please do that one. And also I request every participants when the presentation is going on, keep yourself mute. And if you want, you can keep the video on. And at the end of the session, we'll be having an interaction session. So either you can chat in the chat your questions or queries in the chat box, or maybe you can directly ask. Okay, so now I welcome Ridhiman to welcome the presenter, Francis. Ridhiman, please.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Good morning, everyone. So first of all, I'd like to thank Anjali Gopakumar ma'am and Gautam Sarang sir for coordinating this webinar. And I would also like to thank you all for joining this webinar. Now I'm going to give a brief introduction of our resource person, Engineer Francis Suresh Balan. So Mr. Francis Suresh Balan is currently the director of CGS Green Sustainergy Private Limited. He is an international consultant to Asian Development Bank, World Bank, United Nations Development Program, Global Environment Facility, GIZ, a German development agency, KfW, a German state-owned development bank. He is the Pride of India 2018 award winner and nominee of India Leadership Award 2019 for contribution in energy and environment sector. Earlier, he has worked in Intergreen Technologies, Bahrain, Wind Force Management Service Private Limited, Bangalore, ULAWS True Power India LLP, Bangalore, Darashaw and Company Private Limited, Chennai, Efficient Carbon LLP, Hyderabad, and NERD Society. He is a certified energy manager certified by Bureau of Energy Efficiency, Ministry of Power, Government of India, and an ISO 14064 auditor for carbon footprint. He has handled projects in USA, Singapore, Sri Lanka, Bahrain, Dubai, Abu Dhabi, Bhutan, China, Africa, Indonesia, Mexico, Spain, and Indian states on renewable energy, energy efficiency, carbon and CSR projects, waste management, safety audits, and water audits. He has worked with clients including ADP, UNDP, L&T, Bosch, ITC, KPMG, Siemens, Wipro, TCS, Motorola, Sci-Fi, DLF, JSW, Saint-Gobain, Bharat Petroleum, HPCL, IOCL, Henkel, BHEL, NTPC, and Ministry of New and Renewable Energy. He has also worked with Bureau of Energy Efficiency, Chennai Metro Rail Limited, Tamil Nadu Energy Development Agency, and Tamil Nadu Energy Electricity Board, and many other corporations and municipalities in Tamil Nadu and Telangana. He has obtained his BTech in Energy and Environment Engineering from Agricultural Engineering College and Research Institute, Coimbatore. MTech in Environment Engineering from National Institute of Technology, Karnataka, Suratkal, and MBA degree in Finance from Bharati Darshan University, Chennai. He has also secured diploma in Industrial Safety and diploma in Environment Management from National Institute of Labor Education and Management, Chennai. Thank you very much. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Ridhiman. I welcome Engineer Francis Suresh Balan.
Thank you. Thank you for giving this opportunity to share my experience and learnings with the team of staffs and as well as students. Dr. Gautam, should I start? Should I start sharing the screen? Sorry?
You can start now. You can start now.
Can you see the screen?
Yes, yes, it's visible.
Okay. First of all, I would like to thank VIT University for giving this opportunity to present about entrepreneurship opportunities for civil engineers, which is again a rare topic. Where generally people, I have not seen many people talk about this. So thanks for this. So actually, globally, if you see, there are many opportunities that is available. Well, I'll talk one by one. So first of all, I'd like to show the roadmap of my presentation. So this is going to be my roadmap. I have segregated into three sectors, like three divisions, I can say. One will be like generally about entrepreneurship, uh, and second thing is civil engineering startup ideas, and as well as I'll talk about a few civil engineering startups that has been already existing, and about entrepreneurship business model, and as well as schemes and funding that is available to support people whoever decides to take business as their career. Coming to difference between entrepreneur and businessman, entrepreneur is someone who is a first generation businessman who doesn't have any background or something like that, and who starts from scratch. For example, it would be, example I can say is Swiggy, maybe Ola, all these people. And businessman is someone like who has already existing business, maybe with the family or relations or something like that, and like similar to Reliance or Tata's or maybe Jindal, or Adani, for instance. And when you really choose business as a career, which is again one of the hardest and most exciting, because every day you have to face problems, challenges, and decision making is one of the biggest skill that you should develop once you come into business. Decision making in the sense, it doesn't mean that every time you should make a right decision. Sometimes you will make a wrong decision as well, but obviously it is going to give you a clarity that next time when you again take a decision, it's going to be a right one. I have segregated like few small rules. If you really choose business as a career, then you choose a sector that is something you really like to do. For example, I'm an environmental engineer. If I'm so keen in photography, then I should take my career as a photographer. But it's up to me that whether I can link environment with photography or not. For example, I can take so many pictures about pollution control, and then posting it online, something like that, and doing that as a passion and as well as a business. And second rule is, do your research and choose carefully. There will be some different a number of sectors that you may like. You may like photography, or you may like, maybe engineering, or you may like electrical, anything. So you try to when you choose something, do your research, try to club all the sectors, or maybe keep sectors separately, and then work according to your requirement. For example, I would say maybe Reliance. They are not only into retail business, not only into FMCG. They are into electrical. They are into electronics. They are into petroleum. So similar to that. And rule number three, make it meaningful to you. Like it should matter to you. Suppose if you really take business as your career, and not only meaningful to you, it should be meaningful for others as well. And you owe to yourself, when you are looking for business as it will be again a meaningful. And coming to merits and demerits, when you choose business as a career, so you will be your own boss. Advantage, you will be your own boss. So there is no one you should report to someone, or maybe you should uh, you should be responsible. You are not bound to report to someone. And second thing is, you will help others. Like getting money as a salary is one thing, and when you come into entrepreneurship or into business, you are going to help others. You are going to give money to others, maybe subcontractors, maybe sub consultants, someone like that. And that will be a prestigious thing when you do a business. Like you will have some self confidence as well. And high income, I can say, at least for few years or few months, it will be a big struggle. Sometimes you may get projects, sometimes you may not get projects, but still, if you are ready to sustain, and definitely it's going to be a high income more than your salary. For example, during this COVID, there has been so many business got shut down. What I think is there will be some time where you will have a nil balance, zero balance, but still, I feel like it should be, you should sustain that environment as well. So when you sustain that, you will be really good when you have everything. And flexible work hours. Flexible work hours in the sense it's not going to be nine to five job. And any entrepreneur, maybe Tesla, Elon Musk, or someone maybe like that, Amazon's Jeff Bezos, they all work almost 16 to 20 hours a day. They keep on working. You're flexible. That 20 hours or 16 hours or 8 hours, that is up to you. You can even work at night, or maybe you can work at daytime. It's up to you. And coming to demerits, yes, initial struggle will be there. Um, there has been so many business, which overcome this initial struggle. They have been very successful. For example, Tesla's Elon Musk, when they started, they had only one system. He and his brother. His brother will work at daytime, and Elon Musk will work in nighttime. So Elon Musk will take rest of the daytime. So like that. So initially there will be too much of struggle, and sometimes there will be zero balance, loss, bankrupt. Example I'll tell again, Elon Musk's experience when he started PayPal. It was almost bankrupt, and it's almost went to zero, and then he reinitiated it, and then he sold PayPal to almost $1 billion, something like that, worth valuation. And when you have a business, you always, when you start initially, you always have to give low quote for products. Even if you're giving quality products, quote is one of the major thing. Client will ask you, why should I come to you? I don't know you. You are a new person to me. You don't have any business experience. Why should I come to you? I already have a chain of networks and vendors with me. So with all these things, why should I come to you? So you have to compromise on pricing, but you cannot compromise on quality. And market competition, yes, like I said, when you enter into some client, there will be a existing service provider will be there. You have to cut him and you have to get in. So you have to give at least some two three things extra than him, as a vendor. So obviously competition will be there, and long time to grow. There are some companies which has grown like, you know um, very fast, and there are some companies like, for example, Moidin Biryani. So they all grown like last 5 to 7 years, but they were existing almost 30 years. But Swiggy in opposite, they started in 2013, and 2016 or 17, they almost got valuation of $1 billion. $1 billion means almost 7,000 8,000 crores. And again, like, choose a business option that matches your values. You should value something. Otherwise, there is no point in doing business as a career. And of course, knowing yourself is matters a lot. So there is no substitute for that. Why entrepreneurship? um yeah, so you will always have some control over your career, because nobody can fire you. If suppose, if you're in a job, if your boss doesn't like you, maybe you will be working very good, but still if he doesn't like you, or maybe if you don't wish him, or some kind of ego issues, if it is there, obviously he can fire you at any time. But in entrepreneurship, you have that self control, some control over your career. You decide of what to do. And also, there is certain extent, there is a certain extent for that. When you give share towards to, for example, for investor or for shareholding partner, obviously your role and your strength will come down in the company. So if at all, if four board of directors are there, three board of directors can vote against you and they can remove you. But that is a very long way to go. But still you will have some control over your career, and you will always have to accept risk and plan for the future to advance your career. And of course, college degree doesn't guarantee employment, but I don't think so. Like, maybe VIT will be giving, I don't know, it's 100% placement or not, but still, not many colleges guarantee you employment. If you don't get a job, obviously you should do something for yourself. And it's a kind of long-term commitment. It should be lifelong learning. Every day you should learn. For example, if you choose a career, example I'm saying interior designing. So every day you have to do your research on, um, what is the latest technology has come. Maybe, over gypsum, maybe some other material would have come, sustainable material would have come. So all these things you have to do. One
You
is,
you got stuck in between, sir. Sorry to interrupt.
uh, am I audible?
Yes, yes,
Hello?
yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes. In between.
Yeah. In any entrepreneurship, there are three things are very important. One is your selling skill. Your selling skill. You have a product or you have service. You should have a selling skill to sell your product. And another one is execution. Not only selling, execution. Suppose if you're selling a product, and you have to, for example, if it is a construction project, you have to construct it in a way that client expects or more than his expectation. Then obviously you will have a good place in his, in his mind, and he will again come to you as he will again give you more business. And the third thing is operation maintenance. So selling, execution of project, and operation maintenance. In anything, if you see, even if it is mechanical, electrical, these three things play a major role in a business. So that's why they have a separate team in any company. If you see, they will, even if it is a software company, they have license renewal every year. For selling the software, they will have a separate team, and for going and installing the software, they will have a separate team. For O&M, they will have a separate team. And factors to consider, which is again a do's and don'ts if you decide business as a career. Actually explore number of options and choices. Like I told you already, you options is up to you. Like, you can have multiple sector in your mind, clubbing photography with environment, or maybe clubbing electrical with mechanics, clubbing electrical with civil. It's up to you. And select your niche product. I mean, like every nook and corner there are construction companies. Every nook and corner there are many companies that is related to civil, as a contractor. But you select a niche product. Niche means, which maybe, for example, like Byju's online education, that's niche. And now, and there are sub niches as well. I'll talk in the future slides. Like that, select your product and maybe services as well, and get involved. Whenever you select a product, and you should be giving your 100%, maybe in terms of time, commitment, everything. And get advice from people, mentor. Yes, to a certain extent I would say, but I know in globally, if you see, people used to say that you should get a mentor, get advice and all. But I would say to a certain extent you can get their advice. Um, but personally, if you ask me, I would say not to go into that much. Whenever you have problem, you can get their advice. Because, um, if you follow a crow, then you will be knowing to create sound only like a crow. So if you get more involved into mentorship, whatever mentors thinks, then you will have to execute. You don't have your own self, thinking, or self creativeness, something like that. And obviously follow your passion, and love what you do even if you don't like. It doesn't mean that you should do everything without loving or without liking. Suppose there is a project which you really want to do, but you don't know how to do. So obviously there is a hatred that is created. But if you love that, and obviously you will create a solution, you will find a solution to, to sort that out. So for that, you should love what you do. Like, maybe it can be anything. And be responsible towards clients. If client is calling, please, never, avoid their calls. Even if you're avoiding for 2 3 hours, at least evening, call them and say, I was totally busy entire day, something like that. And be responsible. And always you should dare to try something new. It can be any sector, civil, mechanical, construction, anything. And improve your skills. Like I told you, upgrade the technology and upgrade your, skills, mindset, and everything up according to latest one. And be gratitude, whoever helped you in growing. Maybe it could be, a small person who gave you 1,000 rupee when you had nothing, when you're doing business. Or maybe a bank which gave you lakhs of loans. Always be grateful for them. And coming to don'ts, don't choose a business alternative job, and it's definitely not going to be a 8-hour job, and it could be either 4-hour job, or maybe it could be 16-hour job or 20 hours job. But don't always choose a business as alternative career, because your mindset should be totally different when you choose business as your career. And never expect others to do your work. This was a mistake, people do frequently when they start business, and they hire many people, and they offload all the works to them. So here the problem is the quality will be compromised, because the experience and way you think is totally different, and the way they think is totally different. So obviously it's going to be a big no when it goes to client. At least you should be 50% involved in that particular work or something like that. And don't lose your integrity. Integrity is nothing but you do what you say and say what you do. Simple like that. If you tell client that, sir, I'll give you report within 15th of September, 3 o'clock, means at least try to give at least 2:59. Before 2:59, try to send him. And even if you're taking loan or something like that, mm, if a bank person is you are committed to bank person saying that, okay sir, I'll give you 10 lakhs by this date at this time, at least 1 minute or 2 minutes before that, try to give it. Otherwise go to him and just fall on his feet saying that, sorry, I don't have now. So even banks, they I mean that is a totally different topic, but I would like to say banks, they doesn't need your money. They just need a person who is really considering to give back the money. So always do what you say what you do, and don't overcommit to client. For example, if you can give the output of 10, don't overcommit to 20. It maybe when you increase your team, then you may commit to give 20 or something like that, but don't overcommit. And don't be late for meetings or maybe for anything. Don't be late. And don't lose your leadership quality. Leadership is something, you know again, it's a big topic which I don't want to get into it. Is something getting hit first, like taking responsibility. Even if your team does mistake before client, you should take your, I mean, responsibility, saying that, okay sir, sorry, this has happened, so next time this will not happen, I'll make sure, something like that. And don't lose discipline as well. Discipline is one of the major thing that people loses after seeing some money to it. And don't stop learning and upgrading. That's what. And second thing is, like, assess your skills. One is your education, academic strength. I don't say like you should be a 9 pointer or 90%, or 90 plus percentage holder or something like that. You should be average. You can be average, provided if you're having these kind of skills: reading, writing, speaking, and listening, and math, at least basic math, and creative thinking, and problem solving and decision making. If you have all these things, academic strength, it doesn't, I mean, it's not that much really, a big matter to it. And personal qualities, you should never lose your personal qualities, because client or bank or whoever gives you something, they will see your personal quality. Whenever bank gives you loan, they are seeing your personal strength to give you, right? So always don't lose it. It's like self-esteem, self-management, responsibility, all these qualities you shouldn't lose. And people skills means like handling people, maybe for negotiation, or maybe for social, like being having social relationship with people in social media is one of the major thing, especially in this digital marketing era. If you are not online, then if you're not doing business at all. And you should have a people skill of leadership and teamwork. And next is, so now we are moving into second level. So civil engineering startup ideas. So according to my thinking, I have listed out some 10 or 11 startup ideas. One is e-commerce building material, like similar to Amazon or Flipkart. I have not seen there are many websites that is available for buying building material. Till now, contractor buys all the building materials or maybe construction materials to in retail shops, or in shops only majorly. Um, but the one advantage that I see having e-commerce is you will avoid that middleman, middleman, maybe profit or something like that, middleman brokerages. You will directly buy from the manufacturer, or maybe if you are starting an e-commerce website, you directly buy from manufacturer, keep 10% profit of it, and then sell it in your e-commerce website. So this is also one of the major startup idea where not much people have entered into it. And the second thing is consulting, like planning, designing, management, interior decoration, vastus, and all these things. Design has a major requirement almost. Like CAD center, many CAD center needs many designers, because they keep on getting some design projects from construction companies. If you have that particular consulting company, or else you leave about the company, work as a freelancer. A freelancer means like engaging with multiple companies. Job means it will be like a single job, or one company person. If it is a freelancer, then you will have multiple clients and you will work for multiple people, and time is again your control. So environmental impact assessment, yes, actually it's again a very big topic. People who are civil engineering background and who wants to proceed their career into environment, EIA is one of the major, very big and very good startup idea that you can take. You know about recent EIA 2020 modifications and all these things. I personally don't feel that is safe, because they have modified so many things. Mm, Example, I'll tell you. Previously in 2006, I think a building or infrastructure that is constructed above 20,000 square meter will have to get environmental impact assessment reports, environment clearances, and all these things. But now I think they have increased to 1,20,000 square meter or something like that. So a polluting industry which has an area nearly 1 lakh square meter, it doesn't need EA at all. It doesn't need environmental impact assessment at all. So there are so many other hurdles. That's a different topic, and I don't want to get into it. So environmental impact assessment is also one of the growing, and it will grow, for long period. An application of GIS and artificial intelligence in surveying and mapping using GIS. So obviously, this is also one of the startup idea that you can explore. So, for example, query processing in using AI. So ArcGIS or MapInfo, these softwares might be used, or maybe some more softwares might have come for this kind of surveying and mapping. So people no need to go physically to site and mark the GIS and all those things. And model testing, for example, load assessment. Suppose if you have the testing instruments, then you can obviously contact the maybe big construction companies like L&T or embassy to test their concrete or material for structural stability, wind load analysis, and load assessments or something like that, durability. And for all these things, you can check. This is also one of the, and it doesn't need that much of bigger infrastructure and all. You hardly need an instrument to test it. And valuation of different structures and report preparation. Yes, this is also one of the bigger thing. For example, if somebody wants to buy a property or something like that, in mergers and acquisition, this play a major role. We call it as a financial due diligence, where entire valuation has to be studied with all their reports and all these things. So this is also one of the startup idea. And concrete, the RMC plans, like concrete precast productions. This is also one of the a growing thing, because right now if you see almost all the metros, they are not being constructed. They're not being constructed. Like deploying concrete mixture. They all make it as a precast and then they just join it. So like that, almost in all the maybe construction of houses or something like that, these precast will play a major role in future. And fly ash bricks and blocks manufacturing. Fly ash, from where it comes, especially cement and other industries where fly ash comes from the chimney, which in cement industry they sell it to, in thermal power plant they sell it to cement industry, and they mix it with cement and they are selling it. But this is also one of the upcoming, and this is already there. Idea is already there, but it is still growing. It's still in the initial stages. And data collection and its analysis. For example, collecting civil engineering data and all these things, and on regular basis you have to analyze it and something like that. For example, I'll tell you, if you are good in electronics, maybe you can talk to some company which owns a bridge or something, or maybe a toll or something like that. So if you have some sensor onto the roads, so then you can easily monitor online of how much load that is going and what will be the life and all these things. So this continuously data collection. And project management consulting is something like end to end, like cradle to grave kind of work, where it involves pre-construction assessments or maybe design, survey and all these things. And construction monitoring is when a contractor starts construction, then you will have to put your team to monitor it and uh, monitor and submit reports and all these things. And post-construction operation maintenance, like I told you, sales, construction, and operation maintenance. All these three are common for almost all the sectors. And 3D printing technology for construction, now it is booming a little bit. I'll show one of the startup company which is already started it, and they are also doing well, but not in India, outside India. Almost 3D printing and this robotic technology is actually growing in a very fast pace. um, um, like almost for example, if I want to manufacture maybe a shoe or slipper or maybe a precast, now I don't need any industry or instruments to do it. I just need a 3D printer. If you go to L&T office in Ramapuram, there is a testing lab inside it. They have made few structures using 3D printer. So now entire way of the sector itself is it's transforming, I can say. And I'll talk about some four startups, which has already, because there are so many startups are there in civil engineering, so I don't have that much time also uh, to complete it. So this is one startup, Ultra Design, which is a long suspension bridge drafters. What they do is basically they provide bridge design service and to target customers across the globe, and they will draft the said service according to the company's this asset specification. And this invention is basically aiming at to make suspension bridge structures to give more life to the bridge, and as well as to enhance the life cycle as well. And with this invention, companies also using like vital tools. For example, like I told you, when you have some sensors, transmitter and receiver, bridge, and online with Wi-Fi or GSM based, you will monitor online, like what is the impact on the bridge. If there is any crack that is happening, automatically notification will come to you. All these things. So they do all these kind of activities. But I don't think in India there are much companies about to do about this. And this firm also provide renovation and maintenance work. Like I told you, they already have the data, how much load that is going, if there is any crack or any disturbance that is going to happening, and obviously they can do the renovation and maintenance work as well. And this actually, it's almost a 30 to 40 billion dollar market value, but still it's a very niche. And it's very strange to see in Africa some people have thought to start about it. But in India, there is no one. I don't think much companies available, but at least not famous. And Fused Cow is another company based in Mumbai, which has almost all the data about construction. But I think it's a paid this thing. Whatever you need related to architecture, engineering, construction. So that particular company or website that will have it. Full stack dashboard it is. And larger firms, like Embassy, they all have their own software application system. But the small company, this kind of data will be very useful for small companies or new companies which are really entering into this architecture, engineering, and construction. And together, architecture and engineering and construction, entire sector itself, it's almost $800 billion value globally. And Citireen is one of the company which is constructing sustainable living at affordable price houses basically. That is based in Chennai. What they do is they design a green building and using a sustainable material. Green building is again a very big topic. I don't want to get into it. And there is a company called Confederation of Indian Industries, Godrej, and all these people. They certify people who that is called LEED, like Leadership in Energy and Environment Design. So there is a course that accredited professional. The course name is accredited professional LEED. So this is basically for designing a green building and constructing green building. And what all is involved in green building is basically a natural daylight should come. For that, what they do is they will the house will be either south facing or north facing, so that during morning and as well as evening they will have natural daylight. And roof garden, especially covering all the garden, I mean covering all the roofs with gardens and all these things to maintain the temperature, so that your AC load will be down. And recycled material usage will be used in green building. For example, bagasse based wood. If you go to this Hyderabad high tech city, cottage building, I think they have you I mean they have kept so many prototypes of materials like bagasse based wood, which means bagasse, like sugarcane trash. What they do is they compress everything and they make into like a plywood kind of structure, and they use it for wood, this window construction and as well as door construction. And fly ash brick, like I told you, fly ash is again a recycled material. From fly ash we make a brick and using it. And water recycling system will be there in a green building. And solar, wind and energy efficient technology will be used. And vertical hydroponic also will be used. Vertical, or maybe horizontal as well. And global estimated market value is almost like $364.6 billion by 2022. And there is another company startup, Apiscore. It's again, like I told you, 3D printing, in residential construction. They make a precast, in using 3D printer, and which is again a precise mechanism for feeding the ink. Ink means like for rotating color and all these things. And it will be creating layer by layer. I don't know how many of you seen the 3D printing technology. It will create whatever it takes. It will create a layer by layer. And like this, 3D printing technology is upcoming in construction as well, which again minimizes the labor, which again minimizes the errors that human make and reduces the time as well. And entire 3D printer is it's a booming. It's now just I think 2-3 years only it got started, and market value is almost 34.8 billion by 2024. Now we are coming to the third section. So now you have decided to start your firm. Then the question arises: how to start, where to start, what to start, when to start, and who are my clients? So major all these questions you will have. So there are different types of entrepreneurships. One is business entrepreneur, trading entrepreneur. Business means like you like consulting and all these things comes under business, and trading means like buying and selling. For example, you tie up with a manufacturer, maybe cement manufacturer, and you tie up with the contractor. So you will be the middleman, buying from the manufacturer, selling to a contractor. You keep some 10%, 20% profit in it. So that is trading entrepreneur. Industrial entrepreneur means like cement industries or maybe precast manufacturing industries, putting an industry separately. And corporate entrepreneurs, bringing a corporate setup for it and all this. And agricultural entrepreneurs, there are so many agricultural entrepreneurs are there, and now they have started, integrating artificial intelligence, integrating drone technology to agriculture and all these things. A service entrepreneur is who does services. For example, they just provide service. They don't have any products. And social entrepreneurs, yes, obviously, social means NGO and all this service company. So I mean, social company, they come under all these things. Non-government, not-for-profit organization comes under social. And any business you start, first thing, any company or any investor needs a business model. So first you need to identify who are my partners and what will be the activities and resources. Partners means, for example, if I am having an industry, I'm putting an industry. I need a raw material supplier as my partner. I need a end customer as my partner, so that I can get the raw material, finish a product, and sell it to my customer. And the activities involved is a manufacturing. If I'm having a cement manufacturing company. And resources I need is instrument, machineries, labors, and all these things. Value proposition. Value proposition means like what value you are going to add. So that you need to be very clear. So business model needs that. And customer relationships. Customer relationships, yes. So obviously, only if if you have good relationships, then customers will again come to it. And channel, how we are going to reach your customers, maybe through transportation or something like that. And customer segments, who are all your customers, like construction companies, individual contractors, or individual builders, or retail partners. Yeah, so all these people are customer segments. And cost, yes, cost means like what is the total cost involved for me to set up, and what is the total cost involved for running the business as well. And revenue streams from customers, what is the revenue stream that is going to come. So whenever I submit a business model to someone, I'll have to give like 10 years, 5 years revenue streams. Like at least I don't you don't know whether you will achieve that or not, but at least you should give a projection for it. And this is a business model canvas for Uber company, like key partners, their payment process, and map tech company like Google and all these things. And then investors, key partners, and their key activities would be like platform development and maintenance, especially the Uber app, and marketing and ads. Every now and then you will get SMSs, right? You will have 30% discount when you use Uber for next time. And hiring drivers, yes, that is also key activity for them. And operations means like maintenance and all these things. And key resource that they want is a tech platform, driver network, talented employees, and as well as brand. They now created a brand as well. And value proposition, what value that they are going to give to the society is platform to connect drivers, riders, and riders with drivers. For example, if I want to go, they're connecting me and driver. So my problem is solved. So they are solving my problem actually. And easiest way around, yes. So using app, you are just going to book a book a Uber, and anywhere, anytime. Yes, obviously before COVID it was anywhere, anytime. After COVID, yeah, we don't. And low cost luxury and all these things. Because before and all, if you go to some travel agency, and if you want to travel some 10 to 15 kilometers, you will be charged like 1,500. And now they have, because of Ola and Uber, almost all that cost has been reduced. Now per kilometer, now we are paying, and earn money when you want. And yes, there is a flexibility as well. If I'm a Uber driver, if I don't want to drive in the morning, I can drive in the night as well. So they are giving that flexibility. And customer relationship is a rating system. For example, I use a Uber, I give a rating system to a driver, then that driver will be sticking on with the company for long term. If I give a negative or 1 star or something like that, obviously they will again call you to get what's the reason, and again they will talk to the driver saying what is the reason. And obviously they'll sort out the issue somehow. And channels, yes, Uber app, we have customer segments is like I already told, riders, people who need the ride, and drivers who wants to earn money while driving. And cost structure would be like employees payroll, like salary and all these things, driver payouts, legal fees, marketing and ads cost, and tech platform cost, and per kilometer or per mile cost. It's a revenue stream. And search pricing means, like if you see, when there is too much of demand, automatically your price will be 50 or 60 rupees more than that, more than the normal charge. So search pricing, so these are all their revenue streams. And that is, first one is business model. So there are some 6 to 7 steps are there. I'll explain one by one. One is business model, you should be very clear and you should prepare. And second was preparing a project report. Like I already told you, you should be preparing a project cash flow, and preparing a profit and loss statements for it, balance sheets, and preparing short term and long term revenue. For example, within 3 months, what is your target? Maybe 2 crores, 1 crore, 1 lakh, whatever it is. And long term, what is your target, or what is your revenue target? And business plan, yes, like I already told, business model canvas is is a major thing. If you go to any investor, they are you will prepare a project report of around 100 pages. They are not going to read entire 100 pages. They will simply see that business model and say, okay, this project is viable or not. Okay, I am ready to invest, I am not ready to invest. They will just like that, they will tell by just seeing the business plan. And these are some of websites that you can You can check how to prepare the project reports and all this thing. I'll share the presentation with Dr. Sau Gautam, and maybe he can circulate it. And this is another website, KVIC, where you will again see how to prepare the reports and all this. And NSIC is also giving a model. And then after preparing a report, then you have to come for whatever business you want. Till now, there are 4 different types of businesses available. One is proprietary. Proprietary means I, I, I am the only employee and I am the only, employer. So I don't have anyone. So proprietary, one employee company, something like that. And if I want, I can hire employees as well, but there will be only one person. Okay, it will be sole proprietorship, something like that. It will be called, and that is very easy to start as well. It doesn't need that much of um, heavy involvement of money or a heavy involvement of people. That's not required at all. And partnership is LLP, like limited liability partnership. Minimum you need two partners, and maximum of 10, 20 according to type of firms. For example, partnership, there are in partnership also there are two things. One is using partnership deed, just by signing agreement saying that okay, for example, person 1 and 2 will share 50 percentage of the company or something like that. And the third thing is public limited or private limited. Limited company, for example, private limited is a minimum 2 directors are required, and they should have this much of at least 1 lakh share capital they have to put or something like that. Public means I have grown my company like anything, and then I will go to public, saying that that's called initial public offering, IPO. I'll go to public saying that you invest in my company and I will give you shares. For example, I have 10,000 shares. One share value is 10 rupees. So 1 lakh is my share value. So I will give the share value, or else 10 shares to maybe Dr. Gautam, 10 shares to the another person or something like that. And once the company grows, that rupees 10 will grow to 20. That is when you will make profit. So that is called public limited. So you will go to initial public offering, and then you will get the profit out of it. And then cooperative society, which is again NGO, society, and all these things comes under this. So these are the 4 types of business. So you decide which one to select. And selecting the right location is also a major thing that you need to be very careful, whether you are going to rent or own property, or you're going to purchase a land or building. It's going to be own building or else industrial estate. For example, Gindi industrial estate you can keep inside. And Sitco has a list of sometime they post in their website of what all properties that they have available for rent or sale or something like that. And SIPCOT is again industrial estate group, and DIC is Department of Industry and Commerce. So there also you will get really, if you are deciding to start a business, you should be in touch with Department of Industry and Commerce, Ministry of Micro, Small and Medium Enterprise, MSME. So they will guide you in all these, everything they'll guide you. They will ask you where to go. Like there is a entrepreneurship development program is available with NSIC, and there is entrepreneurship development institute is available under MSME, which is again in Chennai. It's in Gindi. So if you are in touch with them, they will take care of you in all the aspects. And then you're going to lease the building or not, and all these things. So that you need to decide. And then plant and machinery. For suppose if you are deciding to put a construction, a manufacturing unit or something like that. Maybe for example, a 3D printer manufacturing, 3D printer based precast construction, precast manufacturing, or something like that. So these are all a couple of websites, where you will be able to get, a good. You will be able to get the suppliers of those machinery and all these things. And then coming to license and permits that you need to take as a business permit, building permit. Business means like whether if it is a business means, then you will have to get a commercial establishment for it, and building permit in that particular building, whether you can do that activity or not. And the second other thing is manufacturing trade license is required. And then motor permit. Motor permit means beyond certain HP, like 5 or 10 HP motor, then you will have to get a separate motor permit and separate motor line electricity as well. So that will come under HT, high tension, and rest of the other lights and small other equipments will come under LT. So for that you'll have to get a motor permit, and municipal permit also you'll have to get. Then only you will get water and all these things. And power connection, yeah, EB. So that is also required. Water connection, telephone connection. Obviously, it's up to you. Take an internet connections. So now, actually, government has created a single window clearance where if entrepreneur decides, so he can directly approach district industry center, okay, and they will have to give a application to it. So one is common application to be submitted to DIC, and as well as this DIC, what it does is they will forward the application to almost all these government bodies like public health, inspector of factories, town and country planning, pollution control board, fire and service. Because why pollution control board? Because as per your application form, whether this product or whatever you are manufacturing, whether does that pollute the environment or not. So all these things, all these people, they have to give their consent. So once they give their consent, okay, approved, everything is online, and then it will go to local body. Local body means urban local body, your municipality, corporation, panchayat. So this report they have to pass. Okay, urban local body has to pass. So once it is passed, it will again come to DIC, and then it will be submitted to entrepreneur. Suppose if there is any discrepancies or there is any documents pending, means again entrepreneur will be notified to submit those documents, and then it will be submitted again. The process again repeats. So it will be like single window clearance now with one roof. And financing of project is one of the major thing. Some people they sell property to start a business, and some people they take term loan or maybe bank loans or something like that. And SIDBI, Small Industry Development Bank of India, so they also help many small industries to grow by giving initial capital without collateral and all these things. State finance company TIC is Tamil Nadu Industry Infrastructure Corporation. So TIC also provides loans at some interest rate, 8 or 9% interest rate. So you can approach them as well. And there are some leasing companies like where you will get amount for lease and all these things. Venture capital means whoever invest on a startup or something like that. So they are called venture capitalists. And then issues of shares, like I already told you, some companies they will have too much of money. For example, now what happened, Reliance, they have started Jio, and they have put almost all the money initially itself. They are a public limited company because they already come under public limited company. So it will be like financing of issue of shares and all these things, like I already told you, initial public offering. So like that it can be. And then credit guarantee fund also is available under MSME. And there are some more schemes also available like PMEGP, UIGP needs, Mudra, Stand Up India, Startup India. There are so many other schemes also has come. I will talk about only the first three alone. First one is PMEGP, Prime Minister Employment Generation Guarantee Program. So in this you will get almost 25% subsidy if you are special category, and if you are in rural, 35% subsidy, general category 15% subsidy, and 25% subsidy in rural. Now, for example, if you are taking 10 lakhs loan, 2.5 lakhs is your subsidy if you are rural, and 3.5 lakhs if you are a special category. And maximum of 25 lakhs I think they are giving for manufacturing unit, and 10 lakhs for service unit. And beneficiary, they have a minimum qualification criteria for minimum 8 standard is required. Like that is the reason I told, like, education is not going to guarantee you job, or college is not going to guarantee you job. Even 8 standard can avail this loan, and they can grow. There are so many people are there who has been very successful, who doesn't even have a college degree. And almost bank loan 90 to 95% of project cost they are ready to give as a loan under PMEGP. And unemployment youth employment generation program, this is a second scheme. It started in 2010-11, and it focused mainly on upliftment of unemployed youth from economically weaker section, for example rural area. And it comprises of manufacturing, service or business sectors. And training is being given in EDP, like Entrepreneurship Development Program. It is in NSIC. You can go to NSIC here in Gindi, and they are giving every year, I think, some 4 sessions they conduct, 1 week or 10 days training program. After that, they will also suggest you how to approach for loans and how to start something. And so, but for all these things, you should have a basic knowledge of what you want to do, where you want to do, and what exactly which sector you want to select. So if you are clear about it, then they are ready to help. And financial assistance up to 10 lakhs they give, and for manufacturing sector, and 3 lakhs for service sector. Until now, almost more than 4,000 people have got benefited out of it. And for 25% subsidy is also available for this. And needs is this new entrepreneur come enterprise development scheme. It is a Tamil Nadu government scheme, who is again a first generation entrepreneur. Only for first generation entrepreneur, need scheme is applicable. And educated youth, who will be given entrepreneurship training under EDP, NSIC, and they will be assisted to prepare a business plan and help to tie up with financial institutions to set up new business ventures and all these things. And link actually the thing is NSIC or MSME, DIC or an Entrepreneurship Development Institute, they will take care of all these things, linking you with the major industrial clients and all. Up to 100 crores, I think they have decided in the first, and then MSME. MSME has around 540 crores for it. And if you want more details about it, you can visit MSME websites, under needs and all these things. Under needs, up to I think almost 25% subsidy you will get. And if you are a female candidate, I think up to 30% you will get. And they are ready to give soft loans at 3%. And more than 1,000 entrepreneurs each year will be trained under the scheme. And up to 50% beneficiaries were women in the past, and in the future also, like there are many women entrepreneurs only coming up. I'll show you few companies which has been started under this under the schemes and all. So these are all a couple of success stories, like Sugasana Coires, manufacturing of coir fiber they make. Their project cost was almost 88 lakhs, and the state subsidy they're given around 19.65 lakhs. They have created employment generation of around 19 people. And the second company is Creative Printers. Again, the cost was their digital printing company. 35 lakhs was their cost. 8.7 lakhs almost they got subsidy. And the third company was this manufacturing of spectacle lengths. Almost 94 lakhs was the capital cost, and almost 19 lakhs they got a subsidy. And I would like to talk about some other innovative ideas apart from civil. So these are all some startups which is existing, where I saw in some events actually. So Drone West is a company, a guy who started this for fertilizer spraying. He uses drone for fertilizer spraying. What his background is, why he started his company? Because his father is a farmer. His farmer used to use hand, like he used to spray fertilizer or pesticide using his hand. Because of that, he got cancer. And this guy wants to create some solution, because in his village almost all the people face this problem. So he started his company, like where drone will spray all the things. And also there is one more company called Garuda here, I think Garuda Aerospace, I think so. They spray sanitizers using drone. It is under this Agni College of Technology, I think. Agni Shwar is a owner and proprietor, I think so, director. And there is one more scholar. One girl actually, she completed her studies and she wanted to do higher studies. She didn't know where I will get a scholarship, what all scholarships available, and all these things. So she started a website saying where you will get almost all the details for all the sectors, all the departments, both national and as well as foreign universities, what are all the scholarship available, everything she started. But I don't know whether that picked up or not. It was almost a year back I saw. And Top Hospital is again a website again, which compares almost all the hospital costs for each maybe surgery or maybe for some treatment, I think that that company also did not pick up, I guess. But this is a good startup idea, because what happened is that guy's father was suffering from some problem, and he needs to do some operation, and the hospital people, they were making him to, you know, be fearful, saying that no, surgery has to be done now, and you know, almost 80 lakhs worth or something like that, including 3 months of you know like bed rest and all these things, maintaining in hospital. So what he decided is, same problem everybody will have. So what he decided to do is to compare, to get the quotation from all the hospital, and he will post in a website comparing, saying that for sugar, so this is the cost, so 3 months of treatment, for heart disease this is the cost, 3 months of treatment or 1 month of treatment, with the hospital names he started posting. I think that also did not pick up, I think, because there are so many opposition came for that. And Free Space Tech is a company which is similar to Google Map. For example, if you are going into a library, you don't know where exactly the book is there, and it is a kind of app only, which again, I think using barcode, everything will be fed into the app. Even if 100 corners, 100 lefts and rights are there, this app will exactly take you to that location of the book. So this is one. And third watch is again, a guy started a e-commerce fraud. For example, whenever you pay in Flipkart or maybe Amazon, sometime you will your payment will not be successful, but your amount will be debited from the account. So some kind of frauds has happened in many websites. So he also faced such problem, and he started a company called Third Watch, and he started monitoring almost all the websites where, you know, where these kind of things happen. But this needs so many approvals required. But this is all startup ideas. You know, crop domain is organic crop app. Like you know, like for example, this app will tell whether the crop needs water or not, whether the crop needs this nutrient or not. For example, what they do, they will keep a sensor in the crop. Like for example, if any NPK content, nitrogen content is coming down, automatically alarm will come to this guy with, or through this app, saying that this particular plant needs so much of in nitrogen or maybe water or something like that. So this is also another good an automatic speed zone controller is actually one of my friend's idea only. Uh, like for example, special economic zone is there, school, hospital. So when your vehicle goes at 100 or 80 kilometer per hour, automatically when you enter the special economic zone, automatically the speeds will reduce to 40 or 30, something like that. It needs again a transmitter and receiver, so that, and speedometer also should be connected to it, so that automatically, whether in spite of you give accelerator or not, automatically your speed will get controlled. And wall climbing robot, till now we have robots of climbing here on horizontally. So he, again, this is also my friend's product only. He started manufacturing a small robot which again rotates 360 degree, even in the wall it can go something like that. And there is another startup idea of plastic waste to oil. This is also already there, it's not yet picked up because there are too much of plastic waste available in the country. So which is again a product of crude oil only. So it is a back processing, reverse processing to take oil from plastic waste. And plastic waste to 3D printing technology, actually this is actually existing. One guy started a company where this plastic waste is used to create a 3D printer ink, which is again used to print on the t-shirts and all these things. And piezoelectric panel, it is still in a niche. It's not yet in commercial. So nighttime using electricity can be generated from lights, so voltage will be generated out of it. And reusing pavement waste, this is again one of the idea where where when roads are damaged, and that waste that is generated from the roads, it cannot be reused. So it can also be reused now. So we have to think about the technology of creating into some blocks, something like that. So we are having some idea. Let's I don't know whether it will be successful or not, but we will be trying it. And yeah, civil tourism is one of the thing that yesterday only it came to my mind, similar to medical tourism, because people who are who is in foreign countries or something like that, who really wants to visit our architecture, maybe maybe our Meenakshi Amman temple or Tanjavur temple or whatever, whichever it is. So if you are a real civil engineer, and you are very keen about your structures, you can even start this, because whenever a foreigner comes, only a guide will be there. A guide is a common man who doesn't understand the civil engineering part. So you can come into picture and talk about all everything about civil. And two things: either you can you can guide a foreigner who is coming into India, or maybe you can plan a visit for a couple of civil engineering students or maybe staffs from any university to come to India, and you take care of the entire explanation and all these things. Or second thing is using video online, so explaining and putting into online, something like that can also. And 3D magical floor, actually it I just saw yesterday only. It was similar to the side, the pictures which I'm showing in the screen. It was similar to that. Actually, it's a video. I just took a picture. So when you walk, automatically the for example, it is a water. It is a it's kind of water, and it creates that impression. So the floor itself will be, it's like that. And this is also booming technology now. So now what happened? People started tying up with the event managers and started providing this. And this girl, the third picture, when she runs around, automatically this flowers moves in this floor. So the other thing which I want to discuss, during this COVID, this online education platform has boomed up like anything. I just want to bring up one slide. Now it has been estimated that around 14,400 crore, it's a value industry, entire online education. Why online education industry is growing like anything? Because one is market is evolving because of COVID and all these things. You are getting connected, and gaps that exist in formal education. For example, my teacher might not be. I'm not saying teachers are not that much, but if they are not up to the mark, or else if they are not upgraded their technology, obviously there will be gap. And this online, it removes that gap. So because of introducing and because of interacting with number of experts, so it will fill the gap that exists in formal education. And it is inexpensive. All you need is your internet cost, that's it, and a laptop or else a mobile or tab. And you learn from your house at your comfortability. And you can watch videos again, because if you are in a real time class, once the class is over, and the same class cannot be repeated, and even if you go and ask again, maybe it cannot be, maybe the staff should have time or something like that. So in this online education, all these things are getting avoided. So if a video is recorded, automatically you can again play the video and get your things clarified. And you learn from multidisciplinary experts. This is also one of the major reasons for this industry is growing, and how you can be part of it and become a subject matter expert. You select one niche product. Okay, you select one niche product. Maybe organic farming, maybe civil is a very broad. Maybe one maybe any one sub niche of it. Maybe interior designing is one, and tile structure is one, architecture, or else 3D painting is one, or maybe texture painting is one. And also for automobile and mechanical, there is not much online education platform available, and coding also. So you should select a niche, and you should become a subject matter expert. Subject matter expert means like you should be upgrading regularly on your niche and sub niche category, sub niche regularly and gradually. And on maybe a specific period of time, maybe 2 to 3 years, you will definitely become a subject matter expert. For this, what you have to do, create contents and you can run your own blogs or something like that, or vlogs, or post videos. And in videos itself, you can give tasks for the listeners, and ebooks, and live sessions, and all these things you know will be part of this industry. And using digital platform also, you can be part of it. Yes, using Facebook, Insta, LinkedIn, etc. And gradually your personal branding also will get developed. And actually this is very general. I just want to till now the entire topic is over, about the entire subject is over. So the small thing that I would like to share, before the session ends is one is 6 things that you should remember, or you or anyone should remember in life. One is, first point is, put God first. Like in whatever you do, it can be anything. Your God can be a material or maybe your parents. Why God? Because you will have some fear to it. You should select something which you are really fearful for it, so that you will not do mistakes, right? And second thing is, fail big. Fail big means it doesn't mean you should fail in exams. It's like trying something new and and failing. Only if you fail, you will be able to learn and you will be able to grow. And life is just once, and you should try as many things as possible, and fail big and fail early. Because if you tell my example, I didn't fail much during college times. I Because I didn't try more new things. You all have some good time where you can fail and you can learn, and and learn, and maybe you can grow. And third thing is, money is not everything. Money, like how much money you make in life, you definitely cannot take it along with you. So money is not everything. And be thankful to everyone who helped. If somebody is buying you a coffee, search him and at least buy him a biryani and give. Be thankful, and and do whatever he does. Do one thing extra and make a difference in your life, and as well as try to make difference in others' life as well. And be integrity. Have integrity in you. Like I already said, what you say what you do. Simple. Until now, these are all the topics we covered. Like difference between entrepreneur and businessman, choosing business as a career, why entrepreneurship, factors to be considered, civil engineering startup ideas, and startups in civil engineering. 4 companies we talked about, and entrepreneurship and business model canvas, and schemes and funding supports available. So, any questions or query?
So, dear participants, if you're having any queries, either you can put in the chat box or even you can ask directly. So before that, I request all of you to fill the feedback form. So this is required for us to generate the certificate. And please make sure that the full name you're going to fill in the Google form and the name in your Zoom is the same. Please fill that on. I just put the link again. And Anjali ma'am, can you please take the question?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And before we start the questions, so first of all, on behalf of both of us and on behalf of all the participants here, I would like to thank you a lot, sir, because the presentation was so good. In the sense, it was very systematic, orderly planned. You have touched every topic pertaining to the, the title of the topic. And for an amateur, I think this would be of a great help for them. And obviously, like whoever is interested, we shall also give your reference so that they might be contacting in the future also and kindly help them, sir. So this is like we are very fortunate to have you as our one of the resource speakers, sir. So thanks a lot, sir, for taking your precious time for us. And then now we shall move on to the questions. So the first question is asked by Azhar, Mohammed Azhar. He is a third-year student. Sorry, he is a third-year student, and his question is. So I think Azhar is a fourth-year student, 17 BCL. He's a fourth-year student, and his question is he wanted to ask about design consultancy or freelance design consultant as a career, and what all softwares do he needs to be thorough with, keeping the current market demands in mind. So he's asking based on structural aspects plus constructional planning and management, including quantity estimation. This is his question, sir.
Okay. So, design consulting, yes, you can be a freelancer, or you can have your own design consulting firm, but you should be very well versed about the softwares. Like the basic software is CAD, AutoCAD, and 3D Max, Revit, and the structural analysis. I think there are some couple of other softwares as well where you do this wind load analysis, structural analysis, and all these things. So all these software you should be clear, and you should be thorough of it, so that you can become a design consulting, and you can have design consulting as a career. So, and current market trends, actually it is actually long lasting market. Everybody needs designers, and like a company, a startup like me, or maybe a small consulting company like others, maybe they won't be able to afford paying 2 3 people salary of 30 40,000, and keeping them as their resource. In that case, they will always look for freelancers or else sub-consultants, where they will be able to pay some 30 40,000 or else 10,000 20, whatever the value is. They will just try to pay. It is going to be a one-time investment for them, or else one-time expense for them, right? So definitely there is a good market price, but you should be very thorough about the softwares. It could be Revit, Google Earth, this, SolidWorks, all these things. Especially CAD is a main thing. AutoCAD, 2D and 3D, both are the main software that you should be thorough.
Thank you, sir. So now we'll move on to the next question. It is asked by Akhil Nadar. He is a fourth-year student. His question is, according to your perspective, how competitive is the Indian construction market?
Okay. The Indian construction market is, because before COVID, yes, there was a slight more competition was there, cost was very less, and all these things. Now after COVID, the entire industry has changed. One is, like I already told you, now the technology, the construction industry itself is transforming from one to another. Like, for example, there will be a company which needs to manufacture concrete blocks, hollow blocks, and all these things. Now we have a 3D printing technology where you avoid most of the things. It's similar to 15 years back, we have paid cash to buy something, and then cards, debit cards came. You can swipe the card and take it, and credit card comes, and almost the cash thing was almost reduced, and now you have Google Pay and all these things where you directly just scan it and pay. Automatically this industry is transforming. Similar to that finance industry, this industry is also transforming from one form to another form. And obviously competition, it will always be there. See, without competition, you will be never be able to get a quality product. Only if some 4 5 competitions are there, you will get a good product at a required price. So its competition will be there, but if you are giving it a good quality, people are ready to afford. Even if it is a premium, because still people buy BMW, Audi, right? Apart from Maruti Suzuki and other things, because of the quality. I mean, not getting into that into detail, but I'm just saying, still L&T's cost is different, and maybe Shobha construction cost is different, but still both are existing in the market, but you should maintain the quality for it.
Thank you, sir. So we'll move ahead with the questions. So we have another question from Ridhiman. Ridhiman is a second-year student. So he's appreciating for the informative session that you have taken. In addition to that, he has asked, he wants to know how we can integrate artificial intelligence with civil engineering.
See, like I already explained you, 3D technology, where robots are the major thing that is playing a major role, in printing the entire construction material. So obviously that is also a AI, right? Artificial intelligence. And the other thing where you can integrate this is, when you make a structure. Suppose if you are making a structure with some sensors and maybe transmitters and receivers, if some impact load is happening in that particular construction or else in that particular building, automatically you can have a mechanism to receive a signal to you saying that this has happened, something like that. So this way you can integrate it, because it's already integrated when 3D printing is coming into existence for in construction industry. So entirely, the AI part is entirely getting integrated, and software is the one who is going to control everything. So not much human involvement will be there. So it's already there, and it will be integrated like this only. Like, softwares will come, robotic arms will work instead of human arms for manufacturing. So instead of manufacturing machineries, most of the things will be of 3D printing, 3D printers or something like that. Something like that it will be. It will be integrated like that.
Okay, thank you, sir. Now we have Prashanti R. Her question is, how can we overcome the fear to start a company? The first basic question. And she is from first year MTech, sir.
Okay. So how to overcome fear means it's up to like see, you think for more than 10 15 times or even 100 times before taking a decision, but once you take a decision, and once you know really thinking that okay, this is your life, and this is going to be your this thing, and you are ready to face the problem, and you shouldn't turn back. So that much attitude you should have, like never giving up attitude. um, in order to overcome, um, I would say first fixing something in mind is major thing. Like see both demerits and merits. For example, if you are working as an employee for 10 years, what can be your salary? Maybe hardly 70 80 lakhs. You can, okay, even if it is starting from 3 lakhs package, and if you are ending at 10 lakh package, hardly maybe 80 90 lakhs you would have earned in the last 10 years. Example I'm saying. But if you are into business, maybe in first year you may not even turned have had an income, a turnover of maybe 1 lakh 2 lakhs. But when you compare it to 10 years, it will be multiples of crores. That I'm very pretty sure about it. If you see Coca-Cola, in the first 2 years they did not even sell that much of Coke bottles. Hardly one or two bottles only they sold. But after third and fourth year, they are in peak, and now still they are in peak. They are almost in everywhere. See, Coke is good or bad. I'm not talking about it. I'm just talking about the business, right? Coke is into everything, even into water, into Sprite or 7 Up, into carbonated drinks, everything, right? So have that, work out your merits and demerits. What you want to become. So that is going to be my next, next PPT, like next slide. How you want to become, what you want to become, that you have to decide. First, think, decide, and once decision is made, don't ever see back whether my decision is correct or not. So in order to overcome fear, you can always see some motivation videos, and watch some talks of entrepreneurs who really struggled a lot. Maybe of Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, or maybe I mean Microsoft owners, Bill Gates, or maybe Indian entrepreneurs. Many people are there. You can watch their videos. They will explain how much struggle they have faced, and that will really motivate you to take a decision whether to go ahead or not. But if you are ready to face a problem, or if you are ready to face the trouble, definitely this is not, I mean, this is going to be a easy thing. I mean, it's not an easy thing, but even if it is difficult, you will be part of it and you will accept it. Accept the pain, life becomes easy. As simple as that.
Thank you, sir. So before moving ahead, we have 4 more questions. I hope you will be having time, or if you are in short of time, we shall restrict, and we can give you the questions separately to you so that you can answer them later. If you have time, we'll all be happy that we'll get benefits for listening to you.
No problem, please.
Thank
Tell
you,
me.
sir. So 4 more questions now. So it's still again Akhil Nadar from fourth year. So he's expressing few things. So he has already have a business background and he's planning to expand it further. In order to do so, he's asking, like he's also planning to pursue law after BTech, as it will give him an upper hand in understanding and managing the legal framework of his firm. Now he's asking for your suggestions regarding this.
See, if you ask my suggestion, you cannot be everywhere. I mean, you cannot be expert of almost 10 different things. Maybe one or two things you can be expert of, but that you have to decide. If you really like, law, and if you really um, interested in clubbing both civil and law, obviously it's up to you to do. I have a senior who has done from NIT Karnataka, like. He has done BTech electrical, MTech electrical. He went to US, and he did his MBBS at the age of 30 or 33. He did his MBBS, and he totally shifted his career, and he's trying to integrate both medical and electrical. He's still in US. So it's up to you. It's like I already told you, life is only once. So take options, take chances, and it's up to you to decide whether you want to take both law and civil together. You can do it. Do it. Just that's what. Take a chance. and try and see if it is working out, then it's good. If it is not working good, it's a learning for you. It's a lesson learned.
Okay, thank
Thanks
you,
a
sir.
lot, sir. Thanks a lot, sir, for the suggestion. And now we'll move on. Another question by Pratik. He's an outside participant from Maharashtra. So he's asking about how is entering business?
I mean, my correction is e-tendering in business.
Oh,
E-tendering.
tendering business. I had one more business named as entering itself. So that's why I pronounced e-tendering, sir. Sorry.
Okay. Uh, E-tendering business mostly involves, government bids, tenders, proposals, submitting into it. There are already e-tendering websites are there. For example, Tender Tiger, Tender 247, and Tender Tender Smart. There are so many tender websites are there, but e-tendering website having, I don't think it's going to, because it's already into competition one. Until unless if you're going to, add some value to it, or else if you're going to give some extra, extra value, or else extra scope to it. um, because why I'm saying is because almost all the governments has their own e-tendering website. For Tamil Nadu government, there is a tn.tender.com .in, something like that. And for say, government of India, eprocure.gov.in and etender.gov.in. For BHEL, there is eprocure.bhel.in, I think so. So there are almost all the companies have their own e-tendering website portal. So if you really want to think about e-tendering thing, then you have to add value proportion to it. For example, what you can do, you can decide, not only sending tenders to clients, you can add value by putting a team saying that on behalf of client, you will work on the documents, because every company's or every startup's major problem is working on the documents, like preparing tender documents, preparing forms, preparing annexures, and compiling the work orders or experience certificates, and then uploading. So all these headaches, if you can take, yes, definitely e-tendering is really a good business as well.
Thank you, sir. So we shall move on to the next question. Giri of final year is asking a question. He's asking about business analytics. Analytics is a rapidly booming industry, and the civil engineering industry is usually perceived as not technologically advanced. How can we incorporate business analytics into civil engineering industry?
Like I already put in my presentation, one startup idea was data analysis. If you can remember or recall correctly, that is what actually business analytics. So you collect all the data. Basically, that could be anything. For example, I'll tell you, in wind sector, we have this wind mast installed in higher altitudes, like 100-meter high or 200 meters high. So what that wind mast does is it has sensors like wind velocity, I mean wind vane, anemometer. It has temperature sensors and everything. Or every minute interval, it will collect data and it will send it to our server. So we will analysis. I mean, we will do that analytics part. So we will take the data, raw data, and clean the data and put it into a format, and then we'll submit it to the client. Similarly, like I already told you, yes, I know business analytics is a booming thing because of the database. Because as much of data you have, as much of data you have, it really helps you a lot. Like similarly, in our side, we manage the entire data of Winmast. So we do the analytics and we submit the client, submit the report to client. But here in civil engineering, how you can integrate business analytics is, like collecting all the data. Like I already showed you one industry, which collects data from the bridges, like suspension, and whenever the vehicle goes, if a bridge is damaging, automatically the signal will go, or else some notification will go to them, and they will collect all the data. For example, what pressure it has gone, what load it has come, what is the wind load of it, everything they will collect and keep it on their records. They will do analysis, and they are going to give suggestion to it. But in India, business analytics for civil engineering, no, it's not a big sector yet. So if you are thinking to start, then You select a niche product, like how that company has taken only bridge. Maybe you can take maybe any one thing, only maybe tolls or something like that. That you have to decide. You have to decide, and then you come up with your own solution for it.
Thank you, sir. We'll move on to the last question asked by Ritesh Singh of second year. So he has thanked you for the informative lecture. And then his question is, he is asking about your perspective on 3D printing with the combination of other business and civil engineering and its future prospects.
See, like I already informed you, 3D printing for brick making or maybe entire concrete making, like precast and all these things. These things already started. In US already they are doing it. In India, it is the technology itself is moving slow. Already many industries has adopted 3D printing technology for many equipments making, cup making, plates making. Even even that will even that will be moved on to laptop making as well, table making. Like similarly, in civil engineering also 3D printing is already uh, you know uh, uh, started, but still now it is not yet boomed up. So definitely next couple of years, like 3 to 4 years, when the entire industry, see, in India the main problem is adoption is a main problem. Even if you want to adopt, the existing business owners, they won't allow you to adopt. So that's the one of the major issue why technology moves very slow here. But if you really have a product and if you really prove in India, definitely you can take it to any country. Any country will welcome this technology. And if you go to Africa, then your value is totally different, because and I mean not only Africa, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, anywhere. So uh, as a business you can try, but still it will take some time. But if you create a product, definitely you can market, because there is a huge demand for 3D printing, because mainly time taken is very less in this, and labor intensive is very less, especially human error. See, even if I'm expert in something, whenever I'm making some brick or something, there is some minute error will be there. One brick, if it is 20 centimeter, I may even make it at 19 centimeter because of my error, right? But in 3D printing it will not happen, because it's controlled by artificial intelligence, it is controlled by a software, and it is done by a robot. It will be very accurate.
Thank you, sir.
So that is our final question. So thank you, Francis. So next I call our second year student, civil engineering student Akshaya for the felicitation address.
Wait, I did not, I mean, I have not completed my presentation yet.
Okay.
Oh,
So I have few queries to ask. Okay.
okay.
So what is just to the audience, what is the different type of entrepreneurship we saw? At least two or three. Anybody can answer.
You can unmute and answer.
Yes, I think Akhil is answering.
Trading entrepreneurship was the business entrepreneurship.
Yeah. Thank you. Enough. Thank you. Okay. At least to someone it has reached. So that is why I just want to make sure. And the second thing is any three civil engineering startup ideas we discussed.
The data
Yes.
collection.
Giri, be louder, dear.
Yes, ma'am. Using data, a collection of data regarding civil engineering, then using artificial intelligence for GIS.
Mm-hmm.
So we discussed about e-commerce building for building construction materials, e-commerce websites for this.
Even
And
3D.
then the civil tourism.
Prashanti, can you be a little bit more louder, dear?
The civil tourism part, connecting the foreigners and a site visit with civil students and foreigners to important structures in India.
Then EIA, ma'am, and then application of GIS using AI.
enjoying.
They have given you more than 3, sir.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
You can be happy. See, that is what I said.
And types of home registration.
Yeah.
Any two three.
So one was Registrar of Companies Registration, ROC. Then limited liability partnership, that was under, I think.
Yeah. No problem. Just name is enough. And
Yeah.
third?
Yes, sir.
Third type.
Another one was for corporation stuff. So Registrar of Corporate or something like that.
Okay, fine. Oh, okay. Actually, one is proprietorship, which is a single person company, and private limited, public limited, and LLP. All these things comes under. Okay, fine.
Yes.
And any one startup scheme we discussed. Startup scheme, funding scheme.
Oh, I have wrote it down, sir. We have needs, NES,
okay. Fine enough. Thank you.
Good.
Okay. Anyone interested in online education industry, which is again going to boom in next couple of years, like 2 to 3 years?
So I think we can also say yes.
Yeah.
Sir, right? Yeah.
I
Yes,
think this
sir.
is also an online education only.
Yes, sir. That's what.
Yeah. So anyway, fine. So final 2 questions. I just want to leave it in your mind. Really decide on what you want to become and how are you really working to achieve that goal. Simple. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, sir. I hope you have gotten online feedback itself, how students were interacting. We're also very happy. Yes. Gautam, sir?
Thank you, Dr. Francis, sir. One more thing, participants, you can note down the email IDs of Francis, sir. So maybe if you have any queries on these things, you can ask with him. So next I call Akshaya for the felicitation. Akshaya? Akshaya?
Akshaya, check if you are unmuted. If so, please, if you are muted, if so, please unmute and talk.
Ma'am, it seems like she has a net problem.
Okay.
So I'd like to deliver the note. So
Yes,
first of all, I'd like to thank Anjali ma'am and Gautam Sarang sir for organizing such a wonderful webinar. And then of course, Mr. Francis Suresh Balan sir for giving us a deep insight regarding the entrepreneurship, not only in civil engineering, but also giving us examples in civil engineering for others as well as Third Watch, Scholargy, Drone West, etc. He had beautifully explained merits and demerits, do's and don'ts, why and how of a startup, business model, license and permits with local authority financing, also not forgetting about governance scheme like PM employment generation, program and about government program, and also giving us valuable advice on the qualities of an entrepreneur and a successful person should be. Thank you, sir, very much for this interactive session.
Thank you.
Thank you, Rithiman, for that prompt felicitation and vote of thanks.
Yes.
Because Akshaya was being planned to give the vote of thanks. Rithiman, out of his interest, he has come forward and given the vote of thanks.
Thank you, Rithiman.
Thank you, sir.
Ma'am, I had a net problem, ma'am.
No problem, dear. You can also felicitate. We are always happy to get felicitations more. Akshaya, kindly felicitate.
Yes, ma'am. First of all, I would like to thank our Anjali ma'am and Gautam Sarang sir for actually introducing us to such a wonderful person, ma'am. Mr. Francis Suresh Balan sir, he really gave us like a scratch from the scratch idea about what an entrepreneurship is, how we should start a company and everything. He told us like why, how, what should we do in a startup. Apart from that, he also gave us ideas, not only for about civil engineering ideas, he also gave other fields ideas also. And he never forgot any element, including government schemes and taxes and right from every step what we need to know about startup. And he also gave us a very informative session about what qualities we need to develop as an entrepreneur and generally as a successful person in life. So I would really like to thank all of you guys. And also, sir, for patiently answering our questions. And sorry from my side, I had a net problem suddenly.
No, dear, that is actually a boon to all of us. We could hear 2 felicitations for sir. Yes.
Okay.
Thanks a lot, sir.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.